Salutations, dear friends, and welcome back to another Hidden Secrets in the Code video. I think the last one I did was for Strangerville, and basically when a new patch comes out right before a pack does, there is a lot of new information injected into the game in preparation for this pack, and adept seekers like Zerbu can go into the code and find a lot of tasty little tidbits on what might be coming with Realm of Magic. So before we get into all those secrets and fun things that we're going to talk about, let's take a look at Glimmerbrook, because the gurus have posted a picture of what Glimmerbrook looks like, and I have to say, it's very pretty. I was not expecting like a tiny little cliffside retreat, because you can see there is a waterfall that goes off the edge and sort of a valley down below. That's very interesting. A cliffside retreat world is really neat. I like it a lot. Not crazy about the size. I mean, 5 lots seems a little bit small. If you missed all of the goodness that came in the video before this, we have a lot of tweets from the gurus. We have a lot of stuff about the world. I will have a link up in the cards and down in the description so you can catch up if you want to watch that video. I have very strong opinions about the size of the world, and this is the reason why. I love Halloween. I love spooky. If it could be Halloween every day, I would be happy. So the worlds that I'm most interested in, Forgotten Hollow, this one, Glimmerbrook, they're the tiniest worlds, and it's kind of disappointing to see the worlds that I would probably play in the most often. I mean, I believe Moonlight Falls in The Sims 3 was my go-to world for a lot of things. To see them so tiny, it makes me very disappointed. They haven't released the size of the lots yet, I don't believe. I've seen that, so we really don't know what sizes we're getting. Looking at this, I don't think we're going to be getting another 64 by 64. The only one I have access to is Brindleton Bay, and I'm so tired of using that lot. Oh, I just am so tired of using that lot. So we're probably going to get, 40 by 30s. We're probably going to get 30 by 20, 20 by 15. Those are normally the sizes we get in these worlds, so they're decent enough sized lots, but I really like my 64 by 64s. So now that we've seen Glimmerbrook and a little sneak peek of what the world is going to look like, let's get into the code, because there's a lot of information here that is kind of interesting, some very eye-opening, some that they haven't even talked about. So let's talk about something kind of boring first to get it out of the way. So the world is basically islands hovering in the air, basically. So there are going to be magic portals besides the one that gets us to the magic realm that help us navigate that. So there is a magical portal from dueling to headquarters, or what I assume HQ stands for. So there's an area for dueling. Is it going to be like a dueling arena? Interesting. And then there's headquarters to market, which we already knew there was going to be a marketplace. We saw some of the little shops and counter locations in the trailer, so there is going to be a market area. I think headquarters is going to be the area that we saw in the trailer with like the house on the one lot in Magic Realm with the sages. I'm pretty sure that's going to be headquarters. Don't quote me on that, but that's what makes the most sense. And then there is headquarters to Vista, which I'm guessing Vista might be like an overlook location where you can, look out, or an area that gives you a nice view. That's usually what a Vista means. So there's gonna be a couple different areas. Interesting. I like that there are portals so you can get around, but aren't the portals like a little bit redundant when you get a broom? Again, we talked about this in the last video where one of the gurus tweeted about you can fly anywhere, and I'm like, please define anywhere, because what does that mean? Anywhere around the little island you're on, anywhere around the world you're in. What does anywhere mean? So I guess when you have a broom, you may or may not have to use the portals. I don't know. Interesting. I wonder if the portals are going to just instantly teleport you like the bat powers, or if you're going to have to go through a loading screen. I don't know, but it's something to think about with these portals, how they are going to work. So let's get into something a little more juicy, something to sink your teeth into. So there is something in the code called Spawn Night Stalker. No idea what Night Stalker is. I've gone back to the trailer and I have not seen anything that I would consider a Night Stalker. So maybe it's going to be an NPC. Someone who just wanders the world that you can talk to. Sort of like the hermits from the secret areas, maybe? I don't know. There's no information on Night Stalker. No one has talked about it, so interesting. So we're might have NPCs beyond the sages in the headquarters house thing. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So let's move down to something kind of interesting. It's buff, cauldron, potion, make glowy, failure. So we will talk about the potions a little bit later. We have a whole list of all of the cool potions and maybe what they might do by their names, because we really don't have a description or anything about them yet. But some of your potions can fail. Interesting. So it says here at the end VFX, so that might be a visual, like, I don't know how to explain it, but that might be something visual happens to you when you fail. Sort of like when you get singed in The Sims 3. You know, you get that weird burnt look. So maybe that's what that is. Who knows? We'll have to find out. But it's interesting that your potions can fail. I believe they tweeted about there being a new death in this game. So is this the death animation when you fail? What is this death animation, this death type they've been talking about? I have no idea, but it's going to be very interesting to see, I think. So let's move on to clothing. I believe from just looking at the code that we're going to have a fair amount of clothes in this game pack. So there in the code are some things called uniform. And we have Uniform Spellcaster Vintage, Uniform Spellcaster Street Modern, Uniform Spellcaster Fairy Tale, Uniform Spellcaster Edgy, Uniform Spellcaster Sage, Uniform Spellcaster Sage Practical, Uniform Spellcaster Sage Mischief, Uniform Spellcaster Sage Untamed. Whoa, that's a lot of uniforms going on there. So I'm hopeful that means there's a lot of clothes. So maybe there are different types and everybody in that type wears the same clothes, but maybe just in different colors. Like all of the sages like the sage has a practical uniform, and the sage that is mischief has a uniform, and the sage that has untamed. The 3 sages that live in headquarters they all have their own uniform. And then everybody else in the world, whether they're vintage, street modern, fairy tale, edgy, they all have their own uniforms, and maybe different people in those areas have different colors. So that's interesting. I wasn't expecting so many different uniforms. That makes me hopeful that we'll get a lot of clothes, because I know clothes are something that people desperately want. For me, I would want the clothes. I believe in my Supernatural series, when I did a Supernatural restaurant, I had witch clothes and a witch hat, so I have those sitting around still, so I could add them to the game, but I really want other things that are cute and witchcrafty, you know? That just makes me excited. It makes me really excited for a lot of new clothes. So then we have Function Fireplace Magic. So we've heard about there being a spell book where you have all of your spells that you can learn, but there's also magic for the fireplace. Are we getting maybe, like, I'm getting thoughts of flu powder from Harry Potter, and I'm like, no, it can't be flu powder. What could it be? What could it be that the fireplace will do magic? Because it can't be the cauldron. The cauldron is sort of its own thing. The cauldron doesn't go in the fireplace, at least not that I've seen. If you guys have any thoughts on that, I would love to hear them. So let's move on to the spells and the potions, because I think that's what most people are kind of interested in. So let's talk about the spellbook. The spellbook has a description of, a spellcaster is nothing without their trusty spellbook. Every incantation, ritual, and elixir that a spellcaster has learned is recorded here. A spellcaster can learn new spells and potion recipes from reading magical tomes, speaking to sages, or by practicing magic. Magical tomes. Ooh. Are there going to be books scattered around that you can read and learn spells and potions? Nice. So there's 3 types of spells. There's practical, mischief, and untamed. So let's talk about each of them. A practical spellcaster studies all things helpful and useful. Life is much easier with a bit of magic. So practical means these are spells that you might use every day to make your life easier. Maybe like a make your bed spell or a stir the pot spell. I'm sure they're not as silly as that, but that's what I would like to have pretty much if I was if I was a witch and could make my life a little bit easier. I would love to be able to just flick my wand and make my bed. I'd love to be able to just have something stir the pot so I wouldn't have to like hover over the food on the stove all the time. I know, I'm weird. Let's move on to mischief. A mischief spellcaster loves nothing more than tormenting others with magical pranks. Why take everything so seriously? So mischief is basically a prankster. So are we gonna get like, I don't know, Toadify again? I would love to have Toadify. Please bring back Toadify. That was so fun to watch people walk around with like toad heads that are ginormous. I love that. I love that so much. Let's talk about Untamed. An Untamed spellcaster dedicates themselves to only the most powerful and uncontrollable spells. Magic is a force to be controlled. Ooh. So Untamed was the one I was most interested in, and it looks like it's going to be like the most powerful but most unpredictable magic. Interesting. Okay. And then alchemy. A student of the alchemical arts studies potions, elixirs, and tonics of all kinds. Who knows what power can be brewed up by a skilled spellcaster? Oh, potion making. I want to do that so bad. That is the thing I'm most excited for. I loved alchemy in The Sims 3 and The Sims 4. Can't wait for it. So there are 9 practical spells, 7 mischief spells, 8 untamed spells, and 15 potions. Nice. Let's talk about the potions because we have a handy dandy little list here. So let's start with the top and work our way down. We have BFF potion, which is probably something akin to instant friendship. You know, you just throw the potion and they become your best friend. There's death proof potion. I know they talked about a new death. So this potion stops you from dying, probably for a limited amount of time. So that's interesting. I'd rather have a death flower though. That thing never goes bad. It doesn't expire. There's empty mind potion. Is that a mean potion to use? Like a mischief potion where you get like a dazed moodlet or something? Wonder. Feel good potion. That probably means you either like get a whole bunch of happy buffs or maybe that fills your needs. I don't know. There's the immortality potion. Wouldn't that be the same as death proof? I wonder how those differ. We'll have to see. Glowy potion, which is the one that we saw up in the functions about it failing. And something happens when it fails. So I wonder what the glowy potion is. Does it just give you like a pretty aura and you just glow kind of like the sun for a while? Don't know, but that one definitely has my interest. Hate potion, so that's like what? You make an enemy? Interesting. Life extension potion. So of course we have to have the life elixir potion, the fountain of youth potion. It's always been there basically. The love potion. Ooh. Luck potion. Interesting. Nullify. So is nullify sort of like potent cure in The Sims 3? I wonder. Pheromone potion. So what's the difference between love and pheromone? Again, not a lot of information here, but it's interesting to see some of this stuff. Prank potion, remove curse potion, skill potion. That's a lot of stuff. Prank potion, is it just like a random prank happens? I don't know. Interesting. Remove curse. We haven't really heard much about curses. Again, they didn't show us in the code spells, so there's going to be some curses going on. Interesting. Skills, of course you have to have a skill boosting potion. Make life a little bit easier. So let's talk about favorites as last and certainly not least. There's going to be some kind of favorites thing going on with this pack. There's not much known, but Sims can only have favorites related to magic, so maybe that is how you choose which type. Oh, my favorite is practical. Oh, my favorite is untamed. We don't know. But it's a system that could be reused in future packs. So it's something to keep our eye on. I'd like to have favorites back. Favorite foods that make them very happy. Favorite music. You know, I would even love to have back like likes and dislikes. I don't know, I'm one of those weird people that like that stuff. So yeah, hopefully that they will expand on favorites in the future, give a little more life to our Sims. That would be really nice. So let me know what you guys are thinking. Are you guys excited? Are you guys excited for like a certain thing we've talked about? What are you guys thinking? Because this is definitely interesting, although I wish there was more information, but we'll have more information really, really soon. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Farewell, my dear friends. Don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you want to see more. Ready for another adventure? You can watch another episode of this series, or you can try something brand new. There's more recommendations in the cards in the upper right hand corner as well. There is always more coming to the channel every single day, so come back for more adventures real soon.